बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मैं हूँ आपकी होस्ट शाहिदा मिर्ज़ा। Bonjour Montréal, bienvenue, je suis votre animatrice। आज मैं आपको जिस शख्सियत से मिलवाने जा रही हूँ, आपने मुझे पहले देखा है कि मैं CLSC डायरेक्टर को लेकर आई हूँ, CLSC डॉक्टर, CLSC सोशल वर्कर, एंड नाउ बहुत मुझे फ़ख्र से कहना पड़ रहा है कि आज मैं आपको MP मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट DDO के मिस्टर फ्रैंक बेली से मिलवाना चाहती हूँ और हमारे लिए ये ऑनर है कि इन्होंने हमारी इनविटेशन एक्सेप्ट की। वेलकम मिस्टर फ्रैंक बेली, एंड इट वाज वेरी प्लेजर टू सी यू एंड इट वाज वेरी शॉर्ट नोटिस you did accept our invitation. So welcome to Prime Canada TV.
Thank you very much, Shahida. I'm very happy to be here, and assalamu alaikum to everybody watching.
Okay, so I will ask you some personal and of course some professional question too. So first thing first, in your college and university year, were you interested in politics? If so, were you involved in your student program, or you were in a left or right?
Very good. So my interest in politics is even before college and university. I started when I was in high school.
Okay.
A man came to my house to meet my dad and sat at the kitchen table to discuss politics, and he was running for the nomination.
Okay.
And so my dad signed the papers and said, I will come. And the man called 6 months later, said the date for the nomination is now come.
Right.
So I went with my dad, and I brought my friend too, from high school.
High school, okay.
And at that meeting, I learned my first lesson in politics. So we went there, and I'm with my dad.
Okay.
And there was 3 contestants. The first contestant, he came in, and everybody was clapping and waving the signs. I was like a boy. I said, this is amazing. I couldn't believe it. I thought this guy's going to win. The second man came in, and he had a man with a bagpipe and a big noise, and I'm a boy, and I thought, this is amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
And then the third man came. This was my father's person to support. And maybe like you heard, 1 or 2. That's it. You heard 1 or 2. So I thought like a boy. I said, I felt sorry for my dad. I said, my dad's friend, he's good. It's not even close. But when they did the vote,
Right.
my dad's friend won easy.
Oh,
And I was shocked.
right.
I did not understand why till I learned my first lesson in politics is that that man had gone early to meet everybody. He invited people like my dad.
Okay.
My dad is a man that if he says yes, he means yes.
Right.
But my dad didn't say he would yell and scream or clap or wave. He said, I will come. And I learned the lesson that in politics, making a big show is not always the most
No.
important. If you go and do your work and you get good people to come and support you,
Right.
then you can win. And you don't need to make a big show. And sometimes the big show gives nothing.
Gives
so
nothing.
I started my politics that day. That was my first lesson. And I used that lesson when I ran for the nomination in Dollar Desarmo.
Dollar Desarmo. Okay, so which political party you joined first?
So that party that my dad went to was Conservative Party.
Oh.
And I brought my friend with me, if you remember. So then they said, will you join the Young Conservatives? Which we did for about 6 months because we didn't know much about politics. But then we felt it wasn't really the kind of politics we liked. And so very soon we moved over to liberal politics.
Wow. But
And we were
why
still
Liberal
in-
Party? Can I ask?
Yes, I think so because I have a respect for all parties.
Right.
Parties on the right, parties on the left, parties in the middle. And the reason I like the Liberal Party is because it's a party that doesn't say everybody on the right is wrong and
Is
everybody
wrong.
on the left is wrong.
Is wrong,
Sometimes
okay.
you have to go a little to the right. Sometimes you have to go a little to the left. And it's more pragmatic. I'm more comfortable in doing that and deciding which issue it is and making a decision like that, as opposed to saying it's always here or it's always there. But I respect all the parties.
Okay. So then, while you're saying that, so then it's been not long time you're in politics? It's been like 2.5 years, I think, if I'm not making a mistake.
Yeah, it's 2.5 years I've been elected, but I've been with the Liberal Party for many years. And you remember that friend I said I brought?
Yes.
So we're still friends, but he went into politics right away, and he did 18 years as Member of Parliament in Toronto. 18 years. And then he lost in the election 2011.
Right.
But he didn't run again in 2015.
Okay.
But so the two of us started together. Same grade school, same high school.
Okay.
And he became a politician, and now I'm becoming a politician for that one meeting. With my
so
dad.
then, correct me, it's been only 2.5 years in a politic. Before that, in a high school, they approach your dad. But in between, what were you doing it? Why you like in a politic? But before the politic, are you a working man or?
Yeah. So what happened was I was always interested in politics, and always in the back of my head, I said maybe one day I'm going to run. I worked for helping the Liberal Party in many roles.
As a volunteer?
As a volunteer. Always a volunteer. So I helped many MPs run. I was financial agent for MPs when they ran, helped them collect. Then I was asked to be in charge of collecting money for all the province of Quebec.
Wow.
For the Liberal Party of Canada. So I was always helping out and more involved during election times.
Okay.
I helped Mr. Stéphane Dion when he ran.
I remember,
when he ran for leadership. I was on his team and supporting him. So I've been involved in this way for many years, but never ran for city, province, nothing.
So just involved as a volunteer.
As a volunteer.
So जैसे कि आप लोगों को याद होगा जो मेरा फर्स्ट एपिसोड था with Mr. Nizamuddin के साथ, he was a volunteer and he is a volunteer. And
पाकिस्तान तो आए ने कनाडा विच छाए ने पाकिस्तान तो आए ने कनाडा विच छाए ने तेरा रेस्टोरेंट तेरा रेस्टोरेंट तेरा रेस्टोरेंट भाई तेरा रेस्टोरेंट भाई तेरा रेस्टोरेंट बच्चे बुद्धि बंदे आओ तेरा रेस्टोरेंट बल्ले बल्ले खा पे खाओ तेरा रेस्टोरेंट जिंदा रख दे अपने कल्चर ਨੂੰ जिंदा रख दे अपने कल्चर ਨੂੰ सत बिस्मिल्लाह जी आया ਨੂੰ सत बिस्मिल्लाह जी आया ਨੂੰ हैप्पी बर्थडे शादी बुकिंग कर लो जी तेरा रेस्टोरेंट भाई तेरा रेस्टोरेंट 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 तेरा रेस्टोरेंट
Dera Restaurant, 790 Jerry West, Montreal, Quebec, Canada, H391G6. Contact 514-495-2110 and 514-991-9112. Information Syed Musa Raza.
I think my question was, जब हम volunteer करते हैं, what's in it for me? हमें क्या फ़ायदा होता है volunteer करने का? तो फ़ायदा ये होता है, जैसे अभी मिस्टर फ्रैंक बेली ने कहा कि फ्रॉम हाई स्कूल ये वॉलंटियर करते रहें और जो इनको फ़ायदा आज हुआ है, आज माशाल्लाह से ये एमपी डॉलर डिज़ार्मो के हैं. सो आई थिंक जो मैं मैसेज देना चाह रही हूँ अपने लोगों को, साउथ एशियन कम्युनिटी, वॉलंटियर करें, हमेशा अपना फ़ायदा ना सोचें. बाज़ोकात किसी दूसरे की मदद या किसी दूसरी पार्टी की मदद करने से हमें बहुत कुछ हासिल होता है. सो आई वाज जस्ट बिकॉज my first episode with Mr. Nizamuddin, and he's a volunteer person. He involved with a lot of activities. So, because a lot of people say, oh, volunteer, it's a free. Why we have to do it?
Yeah.
But at the end, if I'm looking at you right now as doing a volunteer, you are, mashallah, MP of Dollar Disarmo. So, if I asked, may I ask, is there any pleasant or unpleasant incident you would like to share that happened during your election campaign?
Okay, so
Any.
when I'm going to talk first about volunteering,
Yes,
I
go
learned
ahead.
many lessons, and I continue to learn lessons in politics.
Mm-hmm.
I met one time the lady that was Hazel McCallum, the longest serving mayor from Mississauga. She worked till she was in her 90s. She was mayor for so
Oh,
long.
wow. 90.
And she said, she gave a speech at my company. I invited her. She came at 90. She ate the breakfast, gave the speech, and said, "Thank you, I have to go to work." And she gave in her speech, she said,
Wow.
everybody must volunteer. She said, the society cannot work without volunteers.
So that's my future also, by the way.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
In 90.
Very strong lady. And she said, everybody must volunteer.
Yes.
Because we cannot pay, the society cannot pay for all the amazing work
Exactly,
that's done by
yes.
volunteers. And I learned a lesson doing politics. If I met someone that was volunteering, they were always happy. And
It
they
is.
looked young. They didn't look old. Then I met someone that never helped anybody. They only asked, what the government going to do for me? Always angry, always looking at themselves, and they're not happy.
So I look happy too?
You look very happy. You must
I
be,
do volunteer,
Are you doing volunteer?
And I'm happy to do that.
Are you doing volunteer? You must
Yes.
be, because you're always happy. But it's true.
It is.
I'm,
it is.
I'm telling you the truth.
I'm more than 100% agree with you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
true.
I see, and I've seen this because I met people that I met old man, and he's doing the bingo for the old people, and he says to me, "Frank, come." He says, "I come to help the old people." Like, he doesn't think he's old. He thinks he's a young man, and he is, because in his heart and what he's
Yes.
doing, he's young and happy. And yet other people, some people I meet, they don't want to help anybody. They only think about themselves, and they're not happy.
And think about the money.
This I learned in politics.
So perfect. So I'm going to come back to my question. So any incident, pleasant or unpleasant, during your election campaign?
Okay, so always there's a few people that are unpleasant.
Yes.
This is life. This is life.
That's no doubt.
I'm not someone that, so sometimes someone, I'll give you an example. Someone took one of my posters and wrote some rude things on it. Okay,
Right.
this happens. And I was driving home at night, and I
Right.
saw the poster late at night, and so I said, I'm going to call my campaign manager and tell him, on this corner you got to go and take this poster
Yes.
down. The next day, before he could take it down, another man called me up and said, I am in charge of keeping hate, because it was a hateful message,
Wow.
of getting rid of it in the city by myself. I'm volunteer, and don't worry,
Wow.
Frank, I already took your poster down. I never
Wow.
heard of this man.
And
what-
just suddenly,
That's right. His name is Corey Flesher, and if he sees anything saying
I
hateful
think
stuff,
I know him too.
you have to. I will give you his number.
Sure.
I think your viewers will like to meet this man, and what he does, volunteer, not paid. If someone says there's a hateful message attacking any community
Yes,
or any
yes,
person,
yes,
he
yes.
goes and washes it or takes it down.
I think I know this man, and very often I see him on CTV News.
Yes.
And it's true. Whenever is a hate, he goes voluntarily and he cleaned the wall, like whatever.
Yes.
It's there.
And he does it for free.
You see, I did not know his name.
Corey
but
Flesher. Now you
Corey
know.
Flesher. Okay.
Well, how I did not even know he existed, but I found out because someone did something hateful, bad, but someone better did something even better.
Of course, of course. So that you still remember, that was like 2.5 years
And now I'm
ago.
working with him because we want to work to make Montreal a city without hate. This is an
Wow.
objective that we have, that wherever there's hateful message or hateful activities,
beautiful.
that we step up and get people to step up like him to clean it, whatever way.
Whatever
So,
ways.
yeah.
Well,
So
nice
there's
to,
a
nice to
there's a
hear.
bad, but
And
made
there's
it
a
made it
good.
good.
It's true. It's true. So after being elected, what changes did you brought in your writing?
So when you're elected, I represent
Yes.
Pierrefonds, Dollard, and Ilbizar.
Yes.
That's my area. And I'm going to go and try and get as much support for this area. That's my job. I have worked hard to get youth unemployment. So we used to have so much money. I have 3 times that amount of money that comes to
Okay.
the riding, almost $1 million a year
Perfect.
for giving jobs to young people. I have money to help fix up the soccer field in Dollard, to fix up the hockey rink in Ilbizar, because the young
Wow.
people, again, have to have a place to
Yes.
go and play sports so they don't get in trouble and all that. And I'm working on other projects to bring finances and help support our community. This is something I'm proud of. And projects that I really like, I'm helping the West Island Black Community Association, trying to renovate
Right.
They're building. I was involved with this too.
I
so.
think I heard that project also. Yeah, it was recently something. It
and,
came
and
up.
not a big project. That
But
was
it's
a
still-
small one,
but
but
it's
it's
still-
all important. And I think that if we make the investments in our community for the community people,
Right.
for the children, the students, this is the best thing.
So you did create it a job,
Absolutely, there are many young people's
young
jobs.
people
yeah.
jobs.
Youth-
Okay,
youth employment, yeah.
and then tell us, how do you balance your personal life with your professional life?
Yeah.
Because as a MP, you're always busy. Always busy is mean like it's the events,
Yeah.
the meeting, going to Ottawa, whatever. How you balance this?
That's an excellent question. It really is because there's
I'm really wondering,
there's no
though.
answer.
It
But
could be.
It's true. When I decided to go in politics, I always had the idea in the back of my head.
Right.
I had my good friend. He was a politician for 18 years. I have 3 children. So what happened is, the man in the riding what I liked in Dollard, he lost the election, and he didn't want to run again.
Okay.
And I had just turning 50 years old.
Right.
My 3 children had left the house to go to university because this is a very demanding job.
Yes.
People do it with young children, and I say to them, congratulations, but it is very hard. It's very demanding. So I didn't have that challenge because my children were already going on their life and at university. That's number 1. I'm lucky again, number 2, because for me to go to Ottawa, it's 1 hour, 45 minutes.
45 minutes, yes.
I'm on the west side of Montreal. I get in the car, I'm there. You have people coming from British Columbia or wherever. They have
That's
to
true.
leave Sunday night to be there Monday morning.
Monday
Me,
morning.
I get up a little early Monday morning. I drive there. So
It-
that's very easy for me. My family, my children were older, and my wife comes up with me for 2 nights, Monday, Tuesday. So I
Wow.
try and make it as healthy. However, I am working with trying to change the parliament to make it better for everybody, because it's not a healthy environment. It's too much pressure, especially when you're in Ottawa. So and you may not know this, but again, 2 weeks ago a man died. Another politician had
Yes,
a heart
with a
attack.
heart attack. I do follow politics, though,
but-
by
but-
the way.
But this is the 4th person since I've been elected to die.
Within 2.5 years?
The 4th person.
Yeah,
within
it's 2 weeks ago I heard that, and he was only 55,
56,
something.
I think. Yeah. But he died of a heart attack. Another man, conservative, died of a heart attack.
Wow.
I know many people that had a heart problem. They had one had a stroke. One had another big disease. So it's an environment which is not healthy.
No.
And I don't think that is a good way to be. So
Yeah.
your question is a good one. And I'm trying to make the argument, not with liberal or conservative. I said everybody should think about their health and get that balance better, because it's not good.
It's not, and it's not easy.
No, and when it's not good, to the point that people are dying.
Are dying,
Yeah.
that's true. So thank you, and talk to us about, you did talk to us, but talk to us about your responsibility as an MP.
So I do a few different things. I have a few different specific roles.
Right.
For 2 years, I was the chair of the Canada United Kingdom Association of Parliamentarians. So I had to take a delegation to England and receive a delegation.
Okay.
I did this for 2 years, and I just stepped down last month to give a spot for someone
For
else.
someone else, okay.
That wanted to do it. So I was involved with the relationships between Canada and United Kingdom. And this has been very busy because of Brexit vote. Very busy.
Okay.
Then I'm on the committee for industry, because my background is engineer and businessman.
Oh, okay.
So in that light, I asked and I said I would like to be on this committee, and they said yes. So I work a lot to try and help companies and make our laws
Perfect.
better. And then I asked for that committee, but they said you're off to do another committee too, which is
It's always like
It's a
that.
very good committee, but a lot of work too. It's on ethics,
Ethic, okay.
privacy, and lobbying, and all these things to do with government. And we have a big study right now about, you might have heard Facebook, where the person went and took the
Yes.
information.
Yes, I did.
And they started to use it
A
to
couple months ago, something like
and
that.
they're using it to affect the vote in England.
Yes.
And United States.
In United States.
So we are doing the big investigation, and
Wow.
how we have to work very fast to change our laws to keep up with this new way of interfering. So
And you are in that.
I'm on that committee too. So I have a
Interesting.
on top of my regular stuff, I have 2 big committees.
Okay.
And a lot of work there. And
So it's a tough
keeps
job.
me-
Being MP is a tough job.
Well, you know, it's an honor for me.
Yes.
It's something that I get to represent part of the country of Canada. I'm a little person in it.
But still.
But I try and do my best. I try and do what's right for our country to make our country better. And I'm
रेस्टोरेंट 786 बेस्ट पाकिस्तानी रेस्टोरेंट इन मॉन्ट्रियल 100% हलाल। ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਾਹੀ ਪਨੀਰ, ਦਾਲ, ਸਾਗ, ਮਿਕਸ ਵੈਜ, ਕੜੀ ਪਕੌੜਾ ਤੇ ਨੌਨ ਵੈਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੋਸ਼ਤ, ਲਾਹੌਰੀ ਫਿਸ਼, ਲਾਹੌਰੀ ਚਿਕਨ, ਸੀਖ ਕਬਾਬ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਣੀ ਆ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ। ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਤੇ ਗਰੁੱਪਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਿਊਟੀਫੁਲ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੈਸਟ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਤੇ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਪਹੁੰਚੋ ਜਾਂ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ 514 270 0786।
very honored to meet a lot of very interesting people. So even though it's a lot of work on one side, and we can make it better, but it's also a great honor for me, and I get to meet lovely people like yourself. And
thank
come
you.
Here. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it was pleasure to see a leader like you who put a lot of effort, and like I just said in the beginning, I made a phone call to have an appointment with you within 24 hours. I had an answer, and that show how much your staff, including yourself, you love what you're doing, and it's when we see leader like this, you give us encouragement, and I think the young generation, the South Asian, they should involve their self. It started with the volunteer, like Mr. Frank Belly said it. And then, on the way, inshallah, कामयाबी खुद ब खुद इंसान के पास आती है। तो मैं विश करती हूँ पर्सनली कि पाकिस्तानी हो या इंडियन हो, कोई ना कोई पॉलिटिक के अंदर आए और सर्व करे अपनी Canada, represent Canada. So anyway, thank you very much.
No, well, thank you.
Any message to young generation, or you feel like to give your message to us?
I would say I would just reflect what you just said, and I agree 100%. It starts with volunteering. Don't be shy to get involved. And I don't mind, it's not about getting saved with liberal, or it could be conservative, or it could be NDP, it could be any party. But don't be shy to get involved. You learn like I learned. You go along and you make your way. And anything is possible. Anyone can do anything and have a commitment to help our society in the way that you like. And I tell you, like I said, you're always smiling, so I know you're volunteering. Everybody, it's true. Everybody that's volunteering and smiling, it's because they're giving back to our society. And I do believe it's Ramadan, arguably today or tomorrow, but either way, I would like to say Ramadan Mubarak to all your viewers as well.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So tell me about your writing, Mr. Belly.
So I was saying my writing is a very culturally diverse writing. I find it wonderful. Most MPs, when you ask them, they'll tell you how their writing is wonderful. And I'm exactly like that.
That's true.
What I love about my writing is the cultural diversity. For example, I have 3 mosques. I have 3 synagogues.
Wow.
I have 3 South Asian temples. I have Catholic, Protestant. I have French church, English church.
Wow.
I have Malachite church. Maronite church, extremely diverse writing. We have the Sikh temple, Sikh Gurdwara. We have a Hindu mandir. We have a Tamil temple, all in my little area. So what this means is I have all the cultural beauty and the opportunities to visit these places, and I'm always welcome. Any place I go, people are always so nice and welcoming to me. And with that also comes the food.
Yes.
So we have amazing restaurants. We have great South Asian restaurants, certainly on Boulevard des Sauces.
Des Sauces,
You
yeah.
can't miss it. You
That's
go there
true.
to the north of des Sauces, and you're going to eat very well. Trust me, I know
Yes.
this. But it's part of the beauty, I think. And what it does for me is it gives me a taste of Canada in a little area.
In a little
and I'm going to
area.
tell you something that the other people can't say about the writing. Everywhere I go, someone says to me, Dollard, Pierrefonds, I live there, or my cousin lived there, or my friend lived there. It's impossible that I meet someone that doesn't have some connection to
In
this.
a Didio.
Yeah, because
It
it's so
is-
culturally
It is
diverse.
more Anglophone, like we said.
It's Anglophone, but we have Francophone too. There's a lot of
Okay.
Francophone on Ile Bizarre, especially.
Okay,
it's,
perfect,
It's
yeah.
very Francophone. And what they call allophone français. So these are people like Italian people that
Right.
speak Italian and French. Not so much Italian and English. So it's
Okay.
extremely diverse. Greek community too. I have a little bit of everything, which I think for me has been really wonderful. I've been welcomed in all these places and got to be part of all those cultures, you know.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
आप सबका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया देखने का हम लोगों को। इसी के साथ अपनी होस्ट शाहिदा मिर्ज़ा को इजाज़त दें, इस शर्त के साथ कि आप अपना बहुत ज़्यादा ध्यान रखिएगा और भूलिएगा नहीं, जैसे मैं हमेशा आपको कहती हूँ, हमारा फेसबुक पेज प्राइम कनाडा टीवी को लाइक करिएगा। अगर आप किसी पर्सनालिटी के साथ, किसी शख्सियत के साथ मिलना चाहते हैं, सो प्लीज़ हमको बताएं, हम ट्राई करेंगे उस पर्सनालिटी को आपके रूबरू करने के लिए। शुक्रिया, अल्लाह हाफिज़, बोंजोर मोंट्रियल।
पाकिस्तान तो आए ने कनाडा विच छाए ने पाकिस्तान तो आए ने कनाडा विच छाए ने तेरा रेस्टोरेंट तेरा रेस्टोरेंट भाई तेरा रेस्टोरेंट भाई तेरा रेस्टोरेंट बच्चे बुद्धि बंदे आओ तेरा रेस्टोरेंट बल्ले बल्ले खा पे खाओ तेरा रेस्टोरेंट जिंदा रख दे अपने कल्चर ਨੂੰ जिंदा रख दे अपने कल्चर ਨੂੰ सत बिस्मिल्लाह जी आया ਨੂੰ सत बिस्मिल्लाह जी आया ਨੂੰ हैप्पी बर्थडे शादी बुकिंग कर लो जी तेरा रेस्टोरेंट भाई तेरा रेस्टोरेंट 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 तेरा रेस्टोरेंट
Dera Restaurant 790 Jerry West Montreal, Quebec, Canada H391G6. Contact 514-495-2110 and 514-991-9112. Information Syed Musa Raza.
रेस्टोरेंट 786 बेस्ट पाकिस्तानी रेस्टोरेंट इन मॉन्ट्रियल 100% हलाल। ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸ਼ਾਹੀ ਪਨੀਰ, ਦਾਲ, ਸਾਗ, ਮਿਕਸ ਵੈਜ, ਕੜੀ ਪਕੌੜਾ ਤੇ ਨੌਨ ਵੈਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੋਸ਼ਤ, ਲਾਹੌਰੀ ਫਿਸ਼, ਲਾਹੌਰੀ ਚਿਕਨ, ਸੀਖ ਕਬਾਬ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੂੰਹ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਣੀ ਆ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ। ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਤੇ ਗਰੁੱਪਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਿਊਟੀਫੁਲ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੈਸਟ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਤੇ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਮਿਲੇਗਾ। ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਪਹੁੰਚੋ ਜਾਂ ਕਾਲ ਕਰੋ 514 270 0786।